A new season is upon us. Again, our focus has to be Europe. Honestly, domestic competition is almost like background noise now. We have to get better in Europe. To do that, we need better players. We haven't hung about. We've spent money. We've made money. This is Beyond Blue Brazil. Welcome in. We have had a big sale. Last season, Man City wanted one of our centre-backs. They wanted another one of our centre-backs this season. But PSG were also interested. So where has he gone? He'll actually be playing his football here this season. Rico Hanel, who has been really good for us, a star Cinch player, is now PSG owned, but he's still here for this season. 6'2", perfectionist, centre-back, really good player. We sold him for £40 million. I think it's a good deal. The fact that we've loaned him back, very important because we need him for this upcoming season. I don't think he's the kind of player you can go out and just easily replace. Doesn't mean we haven't tried to. But yeah, big sale there, 40 million raised. We obviously had 25 million in the bank from last season. What I didn't notice last season is when they gave us our wage budget went up from 200k, 230k I think we were spending, to 700k. That is a lot of wages. We are spending it. We're spending a good chunk of it. Another departure is Waldson. Waldson goes out for 7.75 million. I think it's a good deal. He just never really broke into the team on a regular basis. He's got a good future ahead of him. 24-year-old. Had some moments for us. 117 appearances. I think overall it was a very good signing for us. And he goes on and makes us a bit of cash. And he goes off to play for America. I'm kind of happy with that sale, to be honest, although I'd have liked him to move for 10.25 million, which he had the chance to last season. This one might hurt some people. Martin Ham is no longer a Cowdenbeath player. Martin Ham moves on to Reading for 4.1 million. Felt like we could have got a lot more when he was at his peak, but I didn't want to offer him a new contract, extend his stay, etc., and then potentially not move him on. His vision in passing is very good. He was a good backup player for McLean, but his game time was massively reduced. But I do remember some of his absolute humdinger goals. He moves on. I wish him all the best. I kind of never realised how big Martin Ham was. He's 6'2". I always thought of him as being a 5'9" player. No idea why. João Renato, we hardly knew you. He didn't last long in Cowdenbeath. Only 14 appearances, 1 league goal. We've sold him on. I just didn't think I was going to be able to develop him or give him the game time he needs, so we haven't hung about. One of the types of players we were looking for this season was a striker, but did we get one? The answer to that is no. We didn't sign a new striker. Yeah, we're still a bit short up top, so fun. If we don't include the Rico Hanel signing, we've made 4 signings from the end of last season. First up, Ari joins us, midfield player, young lad. Really going to have to try and get him game time, develop him. He is available for loan, but I think he's a very good player. I think he is better than what we lose in Waldson and Martin Ham, to be honest. Brighter future, 18-year-old, bottom for 1.4 mil, I think. 2.4 mil. I think that's a good signing. We actually went big on another central midfielder. Joseph Bull joins us from Glasgow Rangers. We spent good money on this guy, 10.5 million. He comes in. I'm going to look to develop him as a deep line playmaker, give him an option to play in the role McLean currently fills. Really got feet, built him in the club. He's only 19 years old, but important thing, he's Scottish and he has a bright future. I made a point several times to say we needed a new goalie. We went and got a new goalie. Emmanuel Udoka comes in as a leading Cinch Premiership player. I really hope he shows that. I like the look of him, but he doesn't excel massively at handling or aerial reach and stuff. Aerial reach is good. Reflexes is his main thing, but his handling is a little low. Hoping he can develop. He's 24. It says he's pretty much at his peak, but I would like to think we can maybe improve him with the better coaching we have here. We bought him for 5.25 million off of Mallorca. I think it's a very good signing. Here's the big one. This lad cost us 31 million. We buy him from Barcelona. we have a new centre-back. Another Spaniard joins the club. Abbas Otara comes in and he is a beast. Great physicals, good heading. I'm expecting him to score a lot of headed goals for us. Like, set pieces have always been a strength of us. He comes in. I'm looking for him and Thomas to be our centre-backs going forward. Enrico, because we got him on loan this season, he'll be a handy backup. But yeah, my first choice will be the two Spaniards. And we're looking for them to really develop a strong understanding as the season goes on. But 64k in wages, we put our money where our mouth is on this one. We only have 3 million left in transfer budget, but we have a lot of wage budget left. I don't really want to go and spend that. So I guess the question is, do we think we can get through the season with the strikers we have? We've got McCord, Velasco, Gordon Johnson, and technically Archie Buchanan can play there, but he's by no means a striker. I think we could do with finding another striker. It might have to be a free transfer. We don't have much left in the bank. We got a tricky decision ahead of us. We were in for strikers, some very good ones, and unfortunately they chose other teams. Given how much wages we have, actually, could we go out and get a loan? There's bound to be a lone striker out there at a top team who needs some game time. What we'll do is we'll send out some scouts. We're collecting Spaniards right now. Let's scout them and see what they come back with. So, as the focus is going to be on Europe this season and the season's going forward, everything going well, what we're going to do is we're going to do larger jumps. I kind of said this last season, then we got embedded down in the European game. So what we're going to do is we'll play the opening game today, and then I will return basically on the cusp of our first Champions League game. So we'll get a good chunk of the season, everything going well. We'll obviously slow things down if things are not going great. I think we've now got a team that can dominate the league for the most part, and we're going to try our best to sort of feed in these younger players, get them game time, get them developed. By doing that, or in realms of doing that, we won't see them develop, and we'll keep track, and we'll touch in on who's getting the game time and who's delivering, that sort of thing, as we go through the season. Certain big games like cups and that will bring you, and we will still bring you league action, but what we want to do is we want to push on these seasons now, because to go from being a team that is dominating Scotland to a team that can potentially challenge in European trophies is a massive gap. Huge. Now, we made a great jump forward last year by getting some serious money from the board and the club. We have to raise money again, so we will have big sales. But right now, we're holding on to the likes of Velasco. We're holding on to the likes of Mick Lane, players of real value we can put players around and expect to play very well. That's the plan anyway. We are on the hunt for that next level striker we need. That is probably the next must-have. Could it come through our youth system? I have no idea. At this point, it feels like we're just as likely to get a youth intake with a great striker than we are to just find one that we can afford, because we're being priced out in that market. It's very tough right now to get a striker close to what we've got right now. Our starting lineup today against Ross County in our first game of the season will be Udoka in goal. He basically takes over. He's going to be first choice. Gonna have to watch out, try and keep Lee on side, maybe give him cup games. Donaldson left wing back, Paul Byrne right wing back, Hannell and Thomas in the middle. We do have to wait on Otara, who is on international duty unfortunately. McLean and Quee Lee as our defensive midfield duo, Scott and Conde as our attacking midfield duo, and McCord and Velasco up top. It is a very strong, maybe not strong bench, but it's a very good looking bench. We've got a bit of youth in there. You got Edgar Teodoro, who's going to push Paul Byrne this season, Joseph Bull, who we need to get game time to develop, Johnson's there, MacArthur, Pedrinho, Archie Buchanan. Much deeper squad than we've had in previous seasons. I was really excited about Jack Casey, but given that we've spent big, I think the plan is to loan him out this season. 6'5". I think a bit more game time on the regular would suit him well. The other players are probably a bit closer to featuring for the squad right now. We're going to attack Ross County here. We are at home. I just hope that we get our title defence off on a good start. get the win, and then we can rattle off a bunch of games and really start to feed in more of these youngsters. Right now, they're really on the bench, and that is where they're going to have to start, because we need to make sure that we don't lapse. You know, we've got to be winning the league. We've got to be making sure that 4.2 million at end of season goes to us rather than either the old firm. We're still financially not the top dogs in this league. I don't think. I haven't checked. I wonder if we are. Season preview has us 4th. They expect Motherwell to win this league. That's a money thing, right? Oh, and we can't check that yet. Well, we'll see. We'll have a look after this game then. Really? Motherwell? Motherwell top is pretty... That's out there. Not sure what I think of that. I think it's crazy. Make a difference. Make a difference. Make a bloody difference. I'm looking for this team to get off on a winning start. That back four, very comfortable. Best defence last season. The attack, we've gone Stuart McCord over Gordon Johnson, because Gordon Johnson just hasn't... The injuries have really hurt him. Conde with a shot. Really hurt him, and I think Stuart McCord might be the preferred striker now. I still think Gordon Johnson will score more goals for some reason. But McCord has us off to a flyer. It's a great ball by Paul Byrne. Puts it across. McCord stayed in line with the ball, and he just volleys that in. It's a very good start to just over 2.5 minutes in, and we're off and running. Great volley across, or cross by Paul Byrne, and then half volley by McCord. Very nice football early doors. We haven't changed how we're playing this season. We might look to ask McLean to be more of a creative driving force, aka take him off DLP defend, but I'm not sure. I feel like that would probably be best for him, but right now it's about getting wins, getting the team rotated. I want to utilise a lot more players in the squad instead of relying on, you know, a settled first 11, which to be honest we did. We had a very slim squad, and it was rough at points last season, so McCord with second, that's beautiful. I think this might be the year of McCord. I don't know why. I still think Gordon Johnson's going to score plenty, but McCord is going to be hard to dislodge from this team. Maybe just hitting his peak. If him and Paul Byrne just want to keep passing to each other all season, then fair enough. If he gets his hat-trick in 15 minutes, Gordon Johnson can come on at half-time. Velasco with the corner. Lifts in. That's a good header. Thomas off the start. 3-0 up in 13 minutes. This is good. I like the way this is going. It's a great delivery by Velasco, and once again, he's key to how we utilise set pieces. I mean, we really lean on set pieces at times, but the best teams have to use it as a crutch almost. Not even use it as a crutch. Donaldson, beautiful. We are just dismantling Ross County at home. This is, after last season, that terrible result in our final game, we have shown up with a bit between our teeth, angry at what happened against St Johnstone. I love it. Donaldson has some serious competition on that left side from Lewis Thompson and also Archie Buchanan, so he's got to perform here. He's got to perform week in, week out, because that is probably one of the deepest positions we now have in this squad. I was away to say Udoka might actually see some of the ball here. Gets at his feet, just to have a feel, but it's so funny back in the day that that like goalkeeper pass backs, when the keeper could pick up the ball, they used to pass it back to the goalie so he could have a feel of the ball. Like, such a funny thing. They do it before the actual game now. They get a feel of the ball and they go like, and they bounce it. But back in the day, the first thing is they used to pass it back. That's a great header. Rico Hannell, he is PSG bound, but while he's here, we expect him to do the business, and he has there by rattling one in off the crossbar. Very nice header. I found centre backs pretty easy to find and develop and really get the most out of this season. And we've sold 3 centre backs in the last 2 seasons for over 100 million accumulative, which is still pretty good for a Scottish club. Right. I think what we'll do is we'll take McLean off. He's on a yellow. We'll bring on Mr. Joseph Bull. I'd like McCord to maybe get a chance at his hat-trick here, to be honest. Right, Udoka. Tomas. Joseph Bull, his first touch on the ball. It's a good one. Didn't misplace the pass, thankfully. Could you imagine his first pass was like straight to the opposition. Donaldson up the left-hand side. Can he deliver this? Lifts it across. It's contested in the middle of the getaway. Paul Byrne. Alex Scott. Into Velasco. Velasco lifts up. That is... Oh, that is not great. What is the keeper done there? Oh, no. Even if I'm feeling bad for a goalkeeper in FM, you know something horrendous has happened. Especially if the goal goes my way. He lifts it up. Kovac heads it back, and I have no idea what Walsh saw. Sun is right in his eyes. He's gone the wrong way. Ouch. Right, I'm going to take McCord off. Go throw on Gordon Johnson. I want another youngster on. I mean, I spoke about him. I'm going to bring on Archie Buchanan at left back. Semple, ex-Cowdenbeath centre back, never managed to permanently sign him. Or did we sign him? Yeah, we did sign him. Oh god, that was ages ago. Still at Ross County. I have to have a look. I can't remember if we signed him or not. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we never managed to sign Semple. That was way back at the start of this series. Fun times though. He was a monster for us. We'd put his head on everything. Velasco puts it across Conde. Lovely. Third goal of the season for Conde. Which I don't know how that's possible. Actually. It can't be third goal. Is it? Does that... When it counts that, is it counting friendlies? Oh my god. Does it count friendlies? That's so stupid. It's our first game. I don't think I've ever realised that before. Oh, this is an absolute drubbing. Even I do feel a little bad for Ross County. It is a tough fixture. You've got to play the reigning champions opening day away. But even I didn't think we'd be in this kind of form. Oh, there's Johnson. These guys goal. Oh my god. Gordon Johnson wheels away. It is 8-0 to the reigning champions of Scotland. A team that is wanting to look further ahead of ourselves, look to Europe. We've gone and absolutely tore Ross County apart here. It is a lovely header. Cushioned header from Johnson, just reads the ball really well. Velasco with the assist. Velasco also is off to an absolute flyer this season. Near perfect performance from him. Very well done, that was excellent. There's not much more to say than that. Cowdenbeath simply great. Oh boy. Udoka keeps a clean sheet, that's good. Velasco with 4 assists. Is that a record? He really does run the game for us as the creative force in that team. So salary per annum, we've closed the gap a little on Motherwell, but Motherwell putting more and more money. Celtic are spending so much on wages for a team that is currently not winning the title. Last couple of seasons, obviously, we won it. That is quite something. I noticed that Rangers' spend has gone right down. I wonder if they're looking to... Hold on, their finances are only secure and we are rich. Interesting. Can't read too much into it, but interesting start to see nonetheless. So, now I'm going to go away. I'm going to play a good chunk of games and we will return. It'll be the start of the Champions League. Let's see who we get. I really hope, quite frankly, we get a good draw. But otherwise, let's just get into our rhythm. Hopefully if we win games comfortably in the league, like we just did against Ross County, if we can make a pattern of that, of really putting 2 free goals past people, we'll get more youngsters involved earlier in the games. It really helps us out going forward. And we should have a deeper squad come Champions League this season. But we'll see how that goes because we did also make a couple signings. Join me next time. Hit that like button. Who do you think is going to be... I should have asked this in the last video. Who do you think is going to make the most impact of our youngsters or even our new signings? And next time, we got Champions League football because we're Cowdenbeath and we're massive. Join me then when we once again go Beyond Blue Brazil.